Hi, my name's Frank. I want to welcome you to my channel, Internet Marketing Clan, where we talk about all things SEO, building passive income blogs and affiliate marketing. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment and subscribe. Remember, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications for new videos as well. Today I want to share with you how I built a portfolio of websites that bring in passive income each and every month, and how you can do the same. Just a quick share of some stats you'll see on the screen in front of you. This is Amazon affiliate earnings from last year, January 1st. You'll see at the top to 2018 to the end of the year, 2018 December. And this is from a blog I started building in January 2018. And you can see that by the end of the year, I was earning about $181 a month from Amazon affiliate earnings, $600 total for the year. Now that might not seem that spectacular to some people, but this was a blog that was built with zero link building, very little promotion. All I did was create content and let it go. I didn't build any links, not one single link was built artificially to this website at all. With the exception of some links from a Facebook page that I set up, some Pinterest pins, and then some links from a YouTube channel, which I also set up in conjunction with this website. I don't want to reveal the niche for obvious reasons, but all I will say, it is a tech niche. It's not computers or laptops or anything like that, but it does involve technology. It's not a product-based website, but it is built around a topic which you'll find me talking about in other videos. But I just wanted to share some stats just in case anyone is in doubt as to what I'm about to share with you, which will hopefully be exciting for you and encouraging if you're trying to build a passive income blog. So this is my stats for 2018. I'm going to show you my stats for 2019. This year to date, I've made $3,790. Last month did $881.05. All of this income comes from Amazon US only. I don't get a lot of traffic from Canada or United Kingdom or any other parts of the world. This website is mainly focused on the US. I possibly could get a little bit more income if I set up for those other countries. As yet I haven't for this particular website. So this is US only. There are ads on this channel which take July's income last month up to just under $1,000. And this is only one of a number of websites I have built. But this particular website was built in a certain way, which I'm going to come on to later on. I did mention there was no links built to this website, so there's very little outlay at all. I'm going to show you another picture of stats, some traffic as well. So the income that you just saw for last month, July, that came from just over 11,000 visits, organic visits from Google. This is not Facebook traffic primarily. There's some traffic comes from Pinterest and YouTube, but the main source of traffic which we'll show you later on, which you can see in front of you, comes from Google Organic Search. Okay guys, I want to get on to talking about what steps I followed to create this website that's now making me over $1,000 a month, and how you can follow these steps as well and find success with your websites. First, I'm going to go over the steps so that you know what's coming up. There's 13 different things I wanted to draw your attention to, I want you to think about. And we'll come back to all of these in turn. First thing, start with a niche. One thing that a lot of people just don't spend enough time thinking about before they get started. Assess the size of the niche. Ask yourself, what affiliate products are there that you can monetize this website easily? Can you serve ads in this niche? There are certain niches you may struggle to be able to earn money by advertising. Pause. Before you go and build the website, are you on the right track? It's so important to do that. Ask yourself these important questions throughout the whole process. If you've got it wrong, back to the beginning. Keyword research, so important. Assess the competition. Are you going to be able to fight the big guys in this niche that you're in? Write content that wins. Do you have the right content mix for your website? Structure your site for income. And that is to make sure that you built the website in the right way that you're actually going to be able to earn money from it. A few thoughts on how Google works. What is Google looking for in the content of your website? The importance of patience to see the results, and then double down on what is working. Okay, so back to number one, start with a niche. And this is something which I think a lot of people just don't spend enough time thinking about, or they skip over it. Dive into a niche without really thinking if this is going to be a good topic to get into. And that is a big mistake. Some people are just lucky and they pick something and it works out for them. But you can increase your chances of success by just thinking carefully about the niche topic that you are going into. Now, the first thing is to think of, things that interest you, first of all. What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What can you write about at length? If that's something that is going to make you passionate about this website, is it something that you can see yourself spending the next few years working on? Then that may be a topic for your website. That could be the niche that you should be going into. If you're struggling to find a topic or think of something, one of the things I found helpful myself is going over to some, hobby websites. There's this one I found called Discover a Hobby, which is really cool. And it's got different categories that you can dive into and see if it sparks the imagination going. So if I click on, just an example, sports and outdoors, it's got a huge list of different sports and hobbies. And let's just pick one random. Let's see. Okay. Paintball. Yeah. So paintball is a fairly kind of specific niche. This might be an example of perhaps a smaller niche site. If you're interested in perhaps hunting with a gun, or maybe airsoft. I mean, you may be interested in paintball, but it's perhaps unlikely. So it's a very kind of specific niche. But that would make a great niche website. We'll come on later to thinking more about products and monetization. But at this stage, just write down ideas. So, paintball, yeah, that could be a great niche to get into. If I go back, you may notice that a lot of these hobbies maybe fit within a broader category. So say we wanted to build a great niche to be in is outdoors. So if you look at all the topics that would fit within outdoors, you have, let's see. You have camping, backpacking, travel, bird watching, fishing, hunting, ice fishing, hiking, fly fishing, kayak canoe, mountain biking, mountaineering. There's so many, river rafting, rock climbing, sailing. There's so many topics could be come under a wider category of outdoors. So you could build a bigger website with some of these subcategories, or say, for instance, you wanted to do motorsports, so you have motocross, go-karts, motorcycle stunts, off-road driving, snowmobiling, auto racing. What other ones do we have that would fit that category? Yeah, motorsports. Let's see. We got any others? Yeah, there probably are others that would fit within that category, but that's just a couple of examples. So my suggestion is make a big list of topics that interest you, that excite you, that you think you might be able to write about, that you think you could work on for the next year or two, and put the effort in, that you're not all of a sudden going to, 1 month in, you're going to lose interest. That's not what you want. Okay, so once you have a list of niches, what I suggest is trying to assess the size of these different niches. Have you picked something that's a really narrow topic that you're going to struggle to get traffic from? Is it something that so few people are interested in, it's going to be difficult to make money from that topic? One of the ways I assess a niche is to use a combination of Google search and a free tool called Ubersuggest. So if I go over to my other screen, just a second, and we'll go to Google search. And if you think of, take for example, I picked paintball earlier on. If we go with that topic, I played paintball before. It's not something I know an awful lot about. But if we start to think of some of the big keywords in paintball, I'm just trying to think of something. How to, let's say, paintball for beginners. Okay. So if I type in, a big keyword like that, which is one of the, that's typical of the kind of keyword that you would want to rank for in your niche site. So what I'm looking for is some large websites or websites that are showing up at the top of the search that are specifically about paintball. I'm not primarily looking for, more, wider kind of websites, which a lot of these seem to be, obviously because I'm in the UK, it's coming on with the UK results. So I'm going to write down a few of these. I'm going to pause the video, and then once I've got this list written down, we'll restart again. Okay, I have my list of paintball websites, and I've tried to go for websites that are not just kind of focused on one particular country, so they're mainly US based, which will give you an idea of been able to get US-based traffic, which I would always recommend if you're building an affiliate site or a website for income. The United States is the biggest market in the world, especially for like online business. So I would suggest that when you're assessing your competition, monetization, traffic, that you base it around the United States. So what I then encourage you to do is go over to a website called Ubersuggest. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in some keywords, domain names that I have found. So acpaintball.com is one of them. Make sure it's set to English United States. This website, by the way, Ubersuggest, is free to use. It has some really cool features. It can give you an idea of the amount of organic search and keywords that a website has. I say that with qualification. It's not completely accurate. In fact, it tends to underestimate the amount of traffic a typical website is getting. It doesn't include a lot of the really tiny keywords, which can actually build up to give you a lot of traffic. So it's worth bearing that in mind, but it can give you a rough estimate. Okay. So what this is telling us, that AC Paintball is getting, certainly at its peak, about 600, 700 visits a month. This is a website that seems to be hit a plateau, although it seems to be ranking for a pretty good keyword in that niche, paintball for beginners. It does seem to be, it's not getting a huge amount of traffic there. So I would take note of that. Don't write off the niche yet, but I'd be looking for a little bit more search traffic than that. So let's try one of the other websites I found, Punishers pb.com. Okay. Yeah, now this is looking a bit more promising. This website is definitely on the up. They have 3,000 odd visits a month. My guess is that this website will actually be getting at least 3-4 times that many organic searches a month, probably over 10,000, maybe 15,000 visits a month, which is, that's getting into the right sort of territory for having a successful niche website. So that's looking quite promising. We'll plug in another website. I would say plug in at least 3 to 5 just to kind of give yourself an idea. We've got PB Review. Now, this website to me looked like a kind of a typical affiliate review kind of website, so it'll be interesting to see how this one is doing. Yeah, this one's not so good. There may be various reasons for that. Yeah, it's taken a real dip this past year. This guy could be building links, or maybe it's down to his keyword research. I'm not entirely sure. But one that we did look at, punisherspb.com, is certainly a growing affiliate website in this space. It seems to be getting good traffic. So that would certainly indicate to me that this is a good niche to build a website around. And remember what I said earlier, with a topic like paintballing, perhaps not as big as some other niches. That's always going to be the case. Once you've written on all the topics you can think of how to shoot a paintball gun, how to aim a paintball gun, what's the best gear for starting out with paintball for beginners, reviews of guns, of accessories, of masks. Yeah, you may run out of topics fairly quickly. I don't think an affiliate site around paintballing is ever going to be, become a big authority site, but you could certainly make yourself the authority in that niche and make a pretty decent income from it. You're perhaps not going to become a millionaire doing it, but yeah, I think it's a goer for making a niche site of some kind. Okay, so what I would suggest is take your list of niches, try and assess the site, maybe set up a spreadsheet, assess the size of each of these potential niche sites, and then you can make a decision from there whether you think it's a goer. But before you plunge in, there's a few other questions I want you to ask about your potential niche sites before you do that. So I'm going to go back to my slides. Next thing I suggest you do is to ask yourself, what affiliate products are there in this niche? What affiliate products? Now, with outdoors, a big topic like outdoors, there's just tons of products out there. You can be talking about Amazon affiliate is a great place to start. If you've never done any affiliate marketing before, I suggest you start with Amazon. Share a Sale has lots of companies doing, that you can partner with the affiliate programs there. Other big one is ClickBank. There's lots of info products there. Sometimes you can get courses on particular topics. It does tend to veer towards the kind of health and wealth, how to make money online, internet marketing type of products, health and fitness, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you'd be surprised at what you can find in there. But around products, you're going to find most of those on Amazon. So I suggest is a broad way of assessing the niche. If it's around outdoors types of topics, where there are physical products, I suggest having a look on Amazon. If it's the kind of topic, say you want to write about, let's see, how to combat, alcohol addiction, for example, then the kind of product, you're not going to find products that are going to help that much on Amazon. You're going to find things that may help better in things like ClickBank, info products, or even create your own resource to sell on your website, or if you want to give it away, or maybe you just want to build a website that's going to help people, you can do that as well. But if you want to build a website that makes an income for you, then I suggest trying to find affiliate products within that niche. So if we go over to my other screen, and let's go to Amazon, and I'll just type in paintball and see what comes up. Yep, so we seem to have plenty of products here on Amazon. Paintball masks, paintball gear, paintball clothes, helmets. Yeah, some pretty cool helmets as well. I think I spotted guns as well. So we have, although I think they're called paintball markers here. Paintball markers, yep, you've got a selection of paintball markers. And yeah, quite a variety of different different types here as well. There's sort of packs for beginners and all that kind of thing. Now, when looking at products, there's a sort of hot spot of pricing that you need to consider. Amazon works on the basis of commissions, which can vary from anything between 1% and around about 8% for most products. There is a place in Amazon that you can find out a list of what categories various products are in and what kind of commission you're going to get. Things like laptops, computers, I think, are in the 1% range. So you're thinking, oh yeah, I could make a lot of money selling laptops at $800 a piece. Well, one thing to think about that is if the commission is 1%, all you're going to get paid is $8 for that $800 laptop. So you need to keep the category into consideration, and also what the commission is. For outdoor stuff like this, it tends to be between sort of 6% and 8%. So you're going to get a pretty decent commission. My suggestion would be is to look for things with a price range of between $50 and about $200, $300, that sort of range. Because, if you think of, 6% of $60, it's going to be a few dollars. It's still a sale. It's still, great. If you sell something at $300, you're going to get a much bigger commission. Anything above that, people are perhaps going to think a little bit longer about, big purchases. Somebody going to spend $1,000 on a paintball marker? Probably not. So, there's a sweet spot that you need to kind of find as well. So when assessing the niche for affiliate products, that's something really important to think about. There seems to be a lot of stuff in this niche that is just in that sweet spot. So you have masks, clothing in round about the $40, $50 mark. You have paintball markers round about $200, above $100. You've got some higher priced items. If you get those, it's great, but I would probably, aim for, that $50 to $300 range. So in assessing this niche of paintballing, I would say, yep, there's lots of products here. You could make a really successful Amazon affiliate niche site in this space. So what I would suggest is that you go through, you've got your hit list of possible niches to go into. If it's something with the right kind of Amazon products, put a tick next to it. So that could be a goer. And just go through your list and go through that same process. Again, you have ClickBank. I'll just go quickly over here. So clickbank.com is a huge marketplace of products. As I say, mostly info products and courses, but that might suit your niche. So you have a few of the top products here. Say, for instance, singing. So say you wanted to do a website about singing. Here's a product that is successful on ClickBank. And I need to go back. It's called Super Singing Method. It's a place called the Affiliate Marketplace. And if we put in singing, that product should come up. In fact, there's a number of different products on singing. If you want to learn to sing, you can promote that product. It will tell you what the average sale is. You can investigate more into the background of that product. What I would say is that there is something called gravity. I've just highlighted it there. If the gravity is 0, that's telling you that nobody is being successful in promoting that product in the last month. This particular one below has a gravity of 6. So that tells you that there are 6 affiliates promoting that product and they're getting sales. And the average sale is $107. So that could be a potentially good product for your website to promote. Okay, right, go back to my slides. Another question to ask before you delve into a niche is, can you serve ads in this niche? There are certain niches that you're going to have difficulty in serving ads. One of those areas is actually anything to do with firearms or guns. So even having, thinking about paintball, having a keyword paintball gun, or paintball shooting drills, or how to aim a paintball gun, those kind of keywords could cause you problems in being able to serve ads either with Google AdSense or other ad networks later on. Something to think about. There are other niches out there that you're going to have problems, especially in the sort of websites that are mainly adult kind of topics. Sometimes politics, certainly guns, firearms, hunting. You're going to struggle to perhaps advertise on those websites. So certainly something worth considering. Adverts in certain niches can become a major source of income, if not the largest source of income. There are some topics where you could be earning more money from ads than from affiliate earnings. It just so happens the website that I have built more recently, where I'm making over $1,000 a month, the bulk of that income is coming from affiliate. As of this month, I'm making a couple of $100 from ads, but the bulk of that is from affiliate income. I have another website where I'm actually earning more money from ads than affiliate, and it earns about $400 from ads and about $200 from Amazon affiliate a month. So there are no two niches the same, but it's certainly something to think about before you jump in. Step 5, pause. Reason to pause is to, before you go diving into any niche, you need to assess all of the potential topics and figure out which one is either going to be successful in earning you money. Are there affiliate products? Can you serve ads? Is it a big enough size of a niche? Are there enough people searching on this particular topic? Is it something that you see yourself writing about for the next year, into 2 years or more? Is it something that you're going to get bored of very quickly? These are all questions you need to ask yourself before taking the plunge and actually building the website. Okay. Okay, guys, number 6. Let's move on. We're going to have a chat about keyword research, really important step in building a successful website. Now, I have spent quite a bit of money on various keyword tools, some which are more helpful than others, but they are quite expensive. My recommendation would be for you to learn to do keyword research with the free tools that are out there, and the one I'm going to show you is just Google search. You don't need expensive tools to do decent keyword research. In fact, there are reasons why you shouldn't rely on tools too much. I mean, they will give you search data which by and large can send you down a rabbit hole. The information is often inaccurate. I mean, I have found keywords that, according to the tools, has 0 search volume, and I'm getting 1,000 page views a month from some of those posts targeting keywords that apparently nobody searches for. So I'd advise a bit of caution regarding keyword tools. If I was to recommend some, Ubersuggest, I think, is a free tool. It has a lot of good, features within it. So I mean, that's probably the one I would recommend the most, at least, if you're starting off. Ahrefs is a paid tool which is extremely useful for more advanced SEO and doing keyword research and some reverse engineering as well. But there's some of that you can actually do from within Ubersuggest, but that's for another video entirely. But if you're starting off and you're building your first website, or maybe you've spent a lot of money on tools and got absolutely nowhere, I suggest you go back to Google search. So I'm going to go over to my other screen. Now, if, like me, you're using Chrome and your default screen shows Google, if you start typing in the search bar, it's not actually going to show up keyword suggestions, which is what we want. So what you need to do is type in Google and actually go to the Google page itself, and then once you start typing, suggestions will appear in the search box, which is what we want for our purposes. Okay, so say for instance we wanted to do some keyword research around paintball, which was the topic we looked at before. So if I start typing in paintball, we get a number of suggestions here. And what this is telling us is that Google apparently lists these keyword suggestions in order of popularity. So what it's telling us is that paintball guns is actually the number one search in the paintball niche. If you want to target the top keyword, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because the competition is going to be fairly tough for a new site. But if you wanted to target paintball guns, you can be assured that there are a lot of people out there searching for that. And so as you go down the list, you can be assured that, these are the top kind of search phrases. So what you could do is take these top searches and maybe look at these as subtopics. That might be a good idea to do, but there are lots of other ways that we can niche down in this topic. So if I then continue to type, let's take the top search, paintball guns, and now it's giving me more precise recommendations. And in SEO, we have what are called short tail and long tail keywords. Short tail keywords are short phrases that usually have a high volume, so something like paintball guns. So very high volume, but tough competition. There's more people competing for that phrase out of all the searches in Google. The longer the phrase, generally there are much less people searching for those things. And the competition tends to be lower as well. That's not always the case, but generally speaking. So when starting out a new website, you want to start off with targeting more long tail keyword phrases. So say for instance, paintball guns for kids. Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's not suggesting any more additional phrases onto that one. So you could write a blog post targeting that phrase, paintball guns for kids. And yeah, you would get a lot of searches for that phrase. It would more than likely do reasonably well. So at this point, I don't want you to think about the competition or anything like that. Just what I would suggest is make up a spreadsheet. You can use Google Sheets, or if you have Microsoft Excel, you can use that as well. Make up a big spreadsheet. Just collect all the different keywords that you can find around that topic. Now, what I like to do, I like to start with asking questions. The kind of question keywords I've found tend to be lower competition than some of the ones that are more have more commercial intent behind them. So somebody typing in paintball guns for kids, there's a good chance that they are maybe looking to buy a paintball gun for their kids. So yeah, you may be surprised that there could be quite a bit of competition for that phrase. So if we go back to we'll type in the word paintball, and then the other thing before we do that I'm going to show you is that if you go through the letters of the alphabet, so if you type paintball and then letter A, underneath it's going to suggest a lot of different keywords beginning with the letter A. And the same way, if I delete that, type B, so you can go through A to Z and get tons and tons of keywords that people are actually searching for. And even if you extend that, so I've got the two-word phrase, paintball guns, and I type letter A. I've got paintball guns automatic, paintball guns air tank refill, so you're getting longer tail search phrases that are going to be lower competition for you. There's another way to do good keyword research, and that is to start asking questions. So if I type the word can at the beginning, then it gives me a list of suggestions of questions that people are asking about paintball. Can you paintball while pregnant? I don't think I would ever have thought of coming up with a blog post around that, but obviously people are searching for this. Can you paintball while pregnant? Can a paintball gun kill you? Can a paintball gun damage your car? Yeah, you could write blog posts all day about this kind of stuff. Another question to ask is, does? That can bring out some really good questions. Does paintball paint wash off? There's a good one. Does a paintball gun hurt? Well, having played paintball a few times, yes, it does hurt if you have plenty of padding underneath. Maybe like me, not so much, but yeah, paintball guns do hurt. Other kind of questions to ask are which it'll give you which paintball gun shoots the furthest. When paintballing, what do you wear? Yeah, you're probably not going to get it with this type of search. You're maybe not going to get a whole lot of suggestions. Using the word can and does is going to give you a lot more suggestions than this one. So, what I would suggest you do, start typing stuff on your topic into Google search. Just type these into Excel or Google Sheets, whatever you're using. Don't think about competition at this point. You're just making up a big list of keywords. If possible, try and, if there's related keywords, group them into topics. That'd be a good idea to do. So you may be able to target several keywords with the one post. So once you start building up your list, group them into little topic groups, and that's a great way to start your keyword research. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about is assessing the competition. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink. Assess the competition. Now, if you are using keyword tools, some of them will suggest a competition score. These competition scores tend to focus mainly on the number of links or link domains going to that particular page, which is useful to know. Pages that have a lot of links going to them are going to be much tougher for you to compete with. However, links are not the only thing that Google is interested in when ranking a particular web page. Content over the past number of years is becoming more and more important, and I would advise you to focus more on the content rather than links. And also when you come to assess the competition, if you have a new website and you're starting, you have no links going to your site, nobody knows about you, you can compete with some larger websites solely on the strength of your content. I have done it myself. I know plenty of other people that have done it. It is possible. The examples I gave you earlier with the website I built that's making over $1,000 a month, I have not built a single backlink to that website. I haven't even created any directory links. There's no Web 2.0s. The only links going to it are from Facebook posts, some Pinterest pins, and a referral from my YouTube channel. Nothing else. So when it comes to competition, think about content just as much, if not more so, than the links. And you can assess content from within Google. And so we're going to go back over to Google, and what I advise you to do, you can use a tool called Moz. This is a plugin. If you are using Google Chrome, there's a plugin that works with this. I think there is a plugin that works with Firefox as well that does the same thing. But this will actually give you a score for all your Google results, and I'll just show you in a minute. Let's pick a keyword. We'll pick a tough one first. Paintball guns for kids. We'll go with that. Paintball guns for kids. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our top results. And you'll see here underneath the results, the plugin has given us a score. PA stands for page authority. That's telling us that there's one link going to that page. DA is domain authority. It tells us the strength of the domain. But we're going to ignore that for the time being. So what we want to look at is the top 5 results. You can go ahead and analyse the top 10 results, but if you can't get in the top 5, you're really not going to get a huge amount of traffic from your rankings. So I recommend looking at the top 5. This thing here at the top is is not an organic result. It's a featured snippet. So the way it is competing on the page is not through links. Again, there are ways to better ensure that you get the snippet in. This is really position 0 in the search results. But again, that's for an entirely different video. So this is number 1 here, JT Splatmaster Paintball Guns and Gear. So what we're going to do, we're going to open the page and actually have a look at it. Okay, this is obviously an e-commerce site. There's not a lot of content here, very little text at all. So this page is really, that tells us that it is ranking almost entirely on the strength of its domain, and maybe with a little bit from that one link that's going to the page. So that, I would say that's a weak result. That's what you're looking for when you're assessing the competition. You're looking for little holes in the search results that you could replace this page. Apologies if this is your website. You could replace this page with your own content and produce something better than what is actually presented there. Amazon is there. That's tough. Yeah, you're going to struggle to outrank Amazon. It's got a domain authority of 96. It's also got a link going to that page. So let's have a look what else there is. Let's open this result. Again, apologies if this is your website. I'm not making any judgment on your site. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, so we have some fairly lengthy content here. There's only one comment. Okay. Now, what we're looking for here is we want an idea of the length of content and the type of content. So take note of whether there's images, take note of how many video clips there might be, and also you want to try and get a word count from the page. There's a tool called Word Counter, which I use quite a bit. And what we're going to do is take the whole post from the top, minus the comments. We're going to copy and paste that into Word Counter. Okay. Scroll to the top. So it's got 1,474 words. So if you want to compete with this particular page, you're going to have to come up with a blog post round about that length of words. You've got to produce something similar in terms of the quality and length of the content. So either around about 1,400 words or even more in order to beat this result. Now if we go back to Google, it's telling us that this is a domain authority of 3 and there are no links going to the page. So in terms of competition, this is a fairly weak result. The date on the post is April 2019. I'm recording this in October, so it's a fairly new post. So that is telling you that this is a sign that this could be a relatively weak keyword phrase that you could beat. The fact that they are outranking Walmart tells you a lot about this search term. So that's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Yeah, I'm not going to bother looking at the Walmart page because it's just going to be an e-commerce page. There's not going to be a lot of text, a lot of pictures. Yeah. not a lot of text or description. So we have some videos, video carousel ranking here as well. We'll take a look at the next one down just for comparison with the other result that we looked at. Yeah, again, this looks like a niche site. So we have a table here, a table of contents as well. We have images, a lot of content. Yeah, no comments. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to copy and paste all of this into word counter. Let's just clear the previous one first. And I'm going to paste that in there. Scroll back up. So this is 2,829 words. That is a big review article. I wouldn't be surprised that, let's have a look at the date on that. Where's the date? Don't give us a date. A date here? No date on it. My guess is that this post will probably start outranking the one above it, because it has longer content, it has a little bit more domain authority. Yeah, I mean, that post is going to be doing well. I mean, even if it's not getting the top slot, I've no doubt that post will be ranking for lots of different keywords. That's the other thing to keep in mind when doing keyword research, assessing the competition, is that we're not just wanting to rank for one keyword. We want to rank for hundreds of keywords, if not thousands, from the posts that we produce. Okay. So what I suggest you do is, once you have your big list of keyword phrases you want to assess, you have your Excel sheet, go through them one by one, have a look at the pages themselves, see how they're structured, check how many words there are, stick that into your spreadsheet, take a note of all these things. One of the things I like to do is, in my spreadsheet, I have at the very end column, I just have a notes column. So if there's something I notice, such as, when we're looking at this result, there's a nice table there, so I will take a note of that table. If there's a video, how many images there are, I will usually note that kind of stuff as well, number of words on the page. So take a note of all that kind of stuff, and that will help you whittle down your list of possible posts that you're going to write and target. Okay, in terms of competition, there's not much more to that. What I will show you is that keyword phrase is proven to be, I think, an excellent phrase to go for. If we shortened that and just went for paintball guns, my guess is the competition is going to be pretty tough. So we have an ad in the first position, which is telling us that this is going to be competitive, from the word go. We also have here a website. It has a domain authority of 45, but look at the number of links to the page. 7,400 links, page authority 41. If we open up that result. Yeah, it's an e-commerce site. There's not a lot of competition. It's ranking almost entirely on its links. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to beat that. You've got Amazon there, a page with 16 links. It's going to be very tough for you to beat that. What else do we have? Okay. Yeah, all of these sites have quite a lot of links going to them. So that's an example of a phrase. It's really not worth your while targeting. Certainly not for a new website. Maybe further down the line, once you're more established, you have a big old authority website, then that's the kind of keyword that you may want to target. And if you were, do a great big long, thousands of words on it type post, and it might do okay. But yeah, most folks are going to be wasting their time targeting something like that. So do your competition assessment, fill all that stuff into your Excel sheet. Okay, we better move on. Okay, after competition, write content that wins. Now, when you're doing your competition research, one of the reasons why you're taking a note of the number of words on each page is that information is going to be helpful when you come to write the content. Also the notes, as you make notes of what you're actually seeing come up in the results. If you're seeing a lot of results coming up with lots of images, maybe tables, then you want to put lots of images and tables in your post as well. If you're seeing posts coming up that are all over 2,000 words, you're going to have to write something over 2,000 words in order to match that or beat it. If you're seeing posts, as I have seen some really long posts, 4,000, 6,000 words long, if you want to compete with the big boys, you're going to have to write content that is that kind of length. Now, that doesn't mean that you're padding or just kind of filling out stuff for 6,000 words, but actually good content that covers a whole topic is what you're going to have to create. If you're struggling to make up the word count for some of your posts, one thing that I found helpful is, especially on the question type posts, can you hurt yourself with a paintball gun, just for example, is adding a frequently asked questions list to the bottom of that. That might be quite a good idea. So you could add in extra questions and just short, one paragraph answers. That can help extend the length of your content a little bit. And sometimes if you get comments from people, either through, if you have a Facebook page or YouTube channel, take the questions and comments that people ask, and then later on you can actually put those back into your blog posts as just add it to the bottom of your FAQ section. And that's all going to be helping people. So at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, if you want to rank in Google, you need to provide what people are looking for. So if someone is typing in, can a paintball gun hurt you? Then you need to provide an answer to that question. You need to provide enough information that a person is satisfied with the result on that page. That is ultimately what Google is looking for. If you provide what people want, then your results are going to rise up the search rankings. So write content that is going to win. And even before you start typing on your computer, you need to consider the competition. What kind of content are you going to write or produce that will beat the rest of the competition that is already ranking? And people get a little bit obsessed about keyword density and making sure you've got enough particular words on the page, etc. There's a few rules in SEO that are important. The first one is your target keyword, put it in the title of the post. Preferably if you can get it near the beginning, the better. And usually add something to it that is going to help people to click the result. So for instance, paintball guns for kids. You could maybe qualify that by saying 5 top paintball guns for kids, or paintball guns for kids, my best recommendation. So you put something in that's going to help people to click on the result in search, but you also want the keyword there in the title. It's a good idea to mention the keyword somewhere in the first paragraph of the text. You're giving Google clues as to what this article is about. Mention the keyword or derivatives of it, a handful of times throughout the article, and then just write naturally. If you've found a few related keywords during your keyword research, one of the things that you can do is to include those within your content. Another way of finding other things that you can add to your content, I'm just going to go back to Google for a second. If I type that in, and then if I go to the bottom of my search, you'll see at the bottom of the page there are searches related to paintball guns for kids. So Google is telling you that people searching for that phrase could also be interested in these things. These are terms that are relevant to the search phrase. So for instance, buy a paintball gun. There's great buyer intent in this keyword. That's what this is telling you. So you may want to include the phrase buy paintball gun on that particular blog post. What other things? Fully automatic paintball guns. That could be part of your post. And there's brands in there as well. Okay, one of the things that some of you are probably wondering when you're building out this content for your niche website, how do you actually go about doing that? How do you build a website? This video is not primarily about showing you how to do that. I'll let you know how I do it. I build on a platform called WordPress, and I choose a domain name for my website. So, for example, if I was doing paintballing, it would perhaps be, paintballfun.com, let's call it that. So I would go out and try and get a domain name. There's companies like GoDaddy where you can register your domain name, and then you have to set up hosting for that website, and then on the hosting you install WordPress. WordPress is just a way of enabling you to design your website and create your content and all that kind of thing as well. But that's not really what this video is for. But if you're wondering how to do that, I have a few other videos on this channel about WordPress, and you might find some of those helpful as well. So that's just an idea for adding more content to your posts. Okay, let's move on. Number 9, content mix. If you're starting out a new website, my suggestion would be You always want a good mix of different types of content when building out a blog, but to begin with, start with the stuff that's going to rank the quickest and easiest, and that is your question type keywords. Most of these are probably going to be about between 1,200 and maybe 1,500 words long, to match the type of competition you're going to come up with. I personally wouldn't write any blog post less than 1,000 words these days. In years gone by, you could stick up a 300-word blog post, fire a lot of links at it, and it would rank. But, these are different days. Google is looking for good content, and lengthier content as well is just going to rank a lot better. It's going to pull in a lot more long-tail keywords and traffic for you also. So I would suggest start off with those question type keywords, question and answer type posts, and then maybe move on to targeting some bigger keywords, such as maybe top 10 paintball guns for kids, for example. So that could be one in your sort of second phase of writing that you might want to target. Most of your review type keywords, what I have found is if you're doing Amazon, an Amazon niche site, you want some of your posts to be commercial value. In other words, you're monetizing them in some way with Amazon affiliate links. What I have found is that review type keywords on one particular product don't do that well unless there's a huge search volume for a particular product. They tend to be, tougher competition. I've struggled to get a lot of traffic to these type of posts. What has worked for me really well are posts, something like, top 10 best paintball guns. That's targeting quite a big keyword, but what I've found is that by having a big list of, say, I don't know, between 5 and maybe 10 at the most products on that page, it's giving people more choice and you're giving them more information. It's also, with these type of posts, you can produce much more content in order to compete with the bigger pages. So some of these pages for me can be up to 3,500, 4,000 words. So that they're long posts, but they're made up of lots of mini reviews rather than doing a 1,500 word post on a particular make of paintball gun and the reviews just on that particular post. The other ones that do really well are where I use verses. Let's see. Okay. Again, this is a great idea for keyword research. Is what I'm going to do is well, the Splatmaster seems to be, that's a brand for paintball guns. I have to admit, I don't know a lot about paintball guns, although I have played it a few times. So if I put in Splatmaster, it's coming up with Z100. So put that in versus. No, it's not. Versus. Yeah, okay. So we've got JT Splatmaster versus Valken Gotcha. So that's something that people are actually typing to Google. Now, these versus type keywords, I mean, there's no end to the kind of products that you could, promote with this, and the kind of content that you could write. And you'll see that the top result isn't even answering this. It's a review on one particular kind of model that mentions Splatmaster, but it doesn't actually have it in the title. Yeah, I don't actually see. There's one Vulcan versus Blue, complete setup. Yeah, so those types of searches I find do really well and get a lot of traffic, because you're not just getting traffic for one particular model, you're getting traffic for two models together. And so you also have high buyer intent. So people are actually, when they type that in, they're looking at comparing one with another, and they're just at the point of maybe buying one or the other, and they want to know which is best. So yeah, I recommend doing that as well. It's part of your content mix. One thing I need to qualify is that I know different people have different view on this. My particular view is that you should not have more than 1/3 of your posts with any Amazon or any other affiliate links on them whatsoever. I have seen websites that are just filled with affiliate links and Amazon links. I have had websites penalised by Google before. I've had thin content penalties, and the primary reason was I had affiliate links on practically every page. I personally don't think it's a good idea. A good mix is maybe between 1/4 and 1/3 of your posts with some affiliate links. Some of those can be in content links. In other words, if I go back to, I'll just use an example of the search result there. If you see where I'm highlighting the text, so I imagine this is a blog post, and I have made Vulcan Gotcha my link to Amazon. So that would be an in-content link. Let's open up. I think we've still got some of these other posts open. So other ways you can do links is as a table. So they've got buttons here. Here's an in-content link. If I click on that, it's probably going to open to Amazon. Oh no, it goes to another page. So this button says check price and rating on Amazon. So you can add buttons, you can add text. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Until you get a lot of traffic coming, you're not really going to be able to test how well these different things work. Once you have got a good bit of traffic coming to your pages, you can test whether buttons work better or in-content links. I think these vary between niches and products and topics. One other thing I'd just like to add here that a lot of beginners get wrong, either because they haven't read Amazon's terms and conditions, which if you're joined the affiliate program, I do recommend you do. But I've seen a lot of beginners put affiliate links in, and they've mentioned the price on Amazon. That is a big no-no. That will get your account banned very quickly on Amazon, but do not mention the price. You can say check price or click this link to go to Amazon to get the latest price. They do not like you putting the price of products on your page, so don't do it. The other thing you should not do is copy images. Don't copy images from Amazon. There is a way, there's a tool called SiteStripe, which is part of the Amazon Associates program, which allows you to pull off images, which I presume this person has done, and it has a link. Yep, go into Amazon. Yep, so do not copy pictures. Get your pictures from elsewhere, or if you have the product, even better, take your own pictures, or pull the pictures using the Amazon API from SiteStripe. Those are the two big no-nos. No price, no copying pictures if you want to stay safe. The other thing I need to mention here is do not cloak your Amazon affiliate links. In other words, don't use link shorteners. Amazon has its own link shortener program. You can use that, although I recommend going with the big long link. You can use that one, that's okay. Don't use Bitly, don't use anything like that for your Amazon affiliate links. Again, that is against Amazon's terms and conditions, and it will get you banned very quickly. Yeah, so mix up your content. Start off with questions. Start off with content that has no affiliate links in it whatsoever, just to get your website going, to get that authority with Google. And then as you're building your site out, add some posts that are maybe big review posts, or one product versus product A versus product B, and then link all of your pages together. So you want your content that doesn't have affiliate links on it linking to your posts that are making you money. A few links per page, so that all your links are, your whole website has links all over the place, is a good idea. Okay, where are we? Yeah, this is just kind of saying what I've just been saying is when you're structuring your website, structure it for income. What I mean by that is make sure that the traffic coming to all your pages that have no affiliate links on them are linking to other pages that do have your affiliate links on them, because that's how you're going to make your money. Yes, those review posts and your product A versus product B posts are going to get traffic themselves, but you want all that extra traffic coming from your other posts. Of course, if you later on decide that you want to put ads on your website, which you can do, the particular example I've given, paintball guns, you're probably going to struggle getting ad networks to agree to provide ads for a website. Anything that mentions guns or is going to be difficult. Most niches you're probably going to be fine putting ads on, and that means you're earning income from all the pages of your website, not just the ones that have affiliate links on them. So other things to think about structuring your site: make sure your navigation is helpful to the user, that people know how to find things. Near the bottom of your blog posts, I always recommend that you maybe direct people to other posts on your site that might interest them. You want people to stay on your website. You don't want them to leave. When people stay on your website, it's giving good signals to Google that people are enjoying reading your website. They enjoy the content there. So the more that you can direct people within your site, the better. You'll get more income. You send good signals to Google, and that's all going to work together for your good. Okay, I think we're nearing the end. Okay, so how Google works. I've mentioned a few things already in this video about how Google works. But according to recent information from Google themselves, they stated that there are over 200 different factors involved in ranking results in their search engine. And there's not just one algorithm, there are multiple algorithms working together in order to produce the results. The most important thing is that Google is a search engine. They want to provide accurate information for people who are typing in searches. So if you provide what people are looking for, then you have a good chance of ranking. If you're not providing that value in what people are looking for, then you're going to struggle to rank. And of course, once people get to your page, they have to be satisfied with the result that they find there. So the content has to be engaging. It has to keep them on the page for a certain amount of time. It has to keep them reading. It has to keep them clicking through your site, even to other pages. And that all sends positive signals to Google that your page is worth ranking over somebody else's. Now, I said earlier that links are still important as part of the ranking factors in Google. Perhaps not as much as they used to, but they still seem to be an important factor. Google sees links from other websites linking to your page as a vote for your page. So the more links you have going to a particular page, the more popular that page is across the internet. I would caution that I don't think it's a good idea, especially for beginners, especially building your first website, to build links to it. I have done it both ways, and I have to say I'm seeing better results for not building links. At the end of the day, I'm more interested in return on investment. You can spend a lot of money buying links or paying for editorials, even getting other people to do guest posting for you. The amount of effort it takes even to do outreach on your own, I personally think that time is better spent producing content. So that's just my tuppence worth on that topic. But that gives you an idea of how Google basically works. There's obviously more to it than what I've described, but the basics of it is if you provide content that is useful, that is answering people's questions, that is engaging, that is keeping people on the page, that is encouraging people to stay on your site, that also encourages other people to maybe share your content. I mean, that is one way that you can get links naturally. People sharing on social media, perhaps even people linking to your blog and saying, look, I've found this really useful post, you should check it out. That's all going to be helpful. Okay, let's move on. We're nearly at the end. Number 12, patience. Yeah, if there's one thing you need in building niche websites, you need patience, because you're not going to see the results for quite some time, quite a number of months or perhaps even years after you do the work. You really have to think of building a niche site as an investment of your time and perhaps some of your money as well. One way of thinking about it is when you think of a farmer sowing seed in the ground, it takes time for that seed to grow. It's got to be nurtured and watered, and you've got to plant it in the right place. You've got to plant the right type of seed if you want to get a good crop at the end of the season. And writing blog posts is kind of similar. Think of the blog post as the seed in the ground. And depending on what kind of seed you plant, it will determine what kind of harvest you're going to have later on, what kind of traffic you're going to get. Now, building a website without links, what I am seeing at the moment is it's probably taking about 6 to 8 months for blog posts to really begin to take off and grow in traffic. If you picked a really great topic and it's low competition, you can begin to see that grow exponentially. at that point. And this applies to every single post you publish on your website. Even if you have an older domain, say your website's 2 years old, that will certainly help speed things up a bit. If you have links going to your the main website, the main domain, it will help speed things up a little bit. But I have to say, consistently, you're talking about 6 to 8, 9 months before you really begin to see decent traffic come in. Up until that point, you'll see a trickle. The first 6 months, while Google is assessing whether your content is worthy of being ranked or not. So it's doing lots of testing with its algorithm. Now you may just be lucky and find a really low competition keyword, and bang, within a month or two, you're at number one. It is possible to rank number one within a week or two on a really low competition keyword, but what I tend to see is it takes a long time for all the other long tails keywords to kind of start to rise up in the ranking. So you may get number one fairly quickly. Some of these product A, product B keywords I find rank very quickly, but it takes quite a long time before you actually see that traffic ramp up. Now, what I've seen in my websites is that your expectations on maximum amount of traffic per blog post, what I'm seeing is between 300 page views a month up to 3,000 page views a month. So when I'm planning out my content and planning out where I want to be in terms of number of page views, I'm kind of working backwards from those numbers now. And on average, I would expect to see about 500-600 page views a month from each blog post. If I get that, I'm reasonably happy. If I get 1,000 page views a month, I'm really happy with that. And only a handful of posts, at least on my websites, have been over, a couple of thousand page views a month. Those are the really good ones. If you're lucky if you hit those, and then over time, after a period of a year, you may begin to see another jump with some of these posts as well, as some of the long tail keywords start to kind of rise up, or maybe some of the tougher keywords that you weren't ranking for at the beginning. As your whole website gains authority, you begin to see some of these keywords rank up into the second year of the life of your website and your particular blog posts. So even though a website can be maybe 1 or 2 years old, and then you post a brand new post on it, that post is still going to take time to rank. It's still going to be 6 months at least before you really see the traffic coming in. So I advise you to have patience. Don't cut corners by building PBNs or Web 2.0s or building links or any of that kind of stuff. The one thing that can help a little bit at the beginning is sharing your posts on social media. If you get a few eyeballs on your content when you first post it up, that is helpful. If you have a mailing list, send it out to your mailing list. If you have a Facebook page, post it to folks on Facebook. I personally don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. It's a bit of a waste of time in my opinion, but you can do that. Pinterest, you may want to, if you have some images on your page, put those up on Pinterest with a link back to your post. That can all help a little bit, but it's still going to take time. You will need patience before you see that traffic, and even longer before you begin to see a decent income coming in, as well as your commercial pages start to rank and bring in traffic and income. Okay, last one. We're coming to the end of our video. Number 13 is double down on what is working. Once you have built out a website, and my suggestion is to do at least between 30 and 50 posts. Until you've written that amount of content, you really don't know what is going to work and what is not going to work. So if you begin to see certain types of posts are doing really well, double down and do other posts like them. So if you see product A, product B versus type of content doing really well, make some more. If you see the big long review posts with 7, 10 mini reviews, make some more of those if they're doing well. If you see other posts like questions ranking really quickly, particular types of questions, produce some more of that type of content, and it will be different for every niche and different for every topic, and you will just have to look through the data yourself and see what is working for you. Once you get a lot more traffic, you can do a little bit of testing with Amazon, trying links in different positions, perhaps even different text around the links to encourage people to click. You can try different types of buttons and things like that, and that will allow you to double down on the things that are really working for you. We come to near the end of this part of the video, and don't go away yet, because I have something I think you will be really interested in. Part of my journey to this point has been making a lot of mistakes, building websites that haven't worked, spending too much money on links and tools and all sorts of other things. But a couple of years ago, I discovered a course called Project 24, and it's produced by a couple of guys called Jim and Ricky, and I cannot recommend this course more highly. If you're building out websites, if you're building out niche sites, either for affiliate income or to put adverts on them, or even if you're building out a YouTube channel, you want to make money online that way, I cannot recommend this course highly enough. So I just wanted to take a few minutes just to kind of talk you through the benefits of this course and how it can help you with your next steps. A lot of what I've described here today, you can go and try and do this stuff on your own. But if you have somebody helping you, showing you step by step what to do, that can only help you see success much quicker. Incomeschool.com, if you want to go, you can have a look. They have so many resources within the Project 24 course itself. There is so much material, it is unreal. There's 60 steps to a successful site. There's a number of mini courses within Project 24. There's a course on YouTube, search analysis, how to pick a niche, how to get your traffic to kind of start going, to get some momentum, email marketing, how to hire writers, etc. Photography. There's a fantastic course on photography here, how to monetize your site. So many great courses within Project 24. And they are adding to it all the time. It really is a fantastic course. And I have followed this course since January last year. One of my websites is making now well over $1,000 a month. I have a number of other websites. One other website which I have started is a joint project with someone else, which is doing really, really well, and is an Amazon affiliate website in the sort of outdoors niche. I have an older website which was not doing that well, and has been earning me, since applying Project 24 principles to the website, this summer is doing about $500 a month in itself, through both ads and Amazon affiliate. I have a few other projects in the pipeline to add to my portfolio. I have several YouTube channels already in connection with these websites, which are helping to grow the traffic. In the way that the main website which I showed you earlier on is growing, I fully expect that to be making at least $2,000 or more dollars a month by the end of this year, because I'm continuing to add content to it. And within Project 24, there's such a great community as well, a community of other folks who are following the course, and so much knowledge, and people who have been even far more successful than me. There are folks in Project 24 that are now making $10,000 a month, some maybe even more than that, and a growing number of people finding success through this course. They've also added a fantastic WordPress theme called Acabado, and Acabado is one of the fastest themes you could ever find. It looks fantastic. It's very kind of simple but easy to optimize. If you do decide to sign up for Project 24, you get Acabado for free with the course. And web page speed is so important for SEO these days. This is a great little bonus. You get tools, you get spreadsheets, you get access to a podcast. There's always new content coming out all the time. So this is giving you a little overview of the course. If you do want to sign up for Project 24, I have put a link in the description below, and if you follow that link, it will take you to the registration page, where you can also find out more about the course. The course is $449 for the first year, and then $199 a year after that. Now that seems maybe fairly expensive for a lot of folks, but I have to say, if you follow this course and you put it into practice, you follow all the different steps, and you build a website, and you let it sit for a period of time, I am almost 99% certain that you will make that money back, that $449, you will make it back well before the end of the year, and be ready to pay your $199 for the following year. And one thing I meant to mention is that in terms of the content that I produced for my website, which you see the stats there, most of that growth has come from only 30 posts that I have built. At the moment, this particular website, the stats you see in front of you, now has upwards of 50 posts on it, but most of the growth has come from just 30 posts. So if you want to check out the course, follow the link in the description below. Thanks for watching the channel. Please subscribe, leave your comments below. I encourage you to also check out some of my other videos. Right, bye.